Alright, so let's start off with a little bit of leveling up for our Federal Infantry right here. So you can see I have a pretty decent amount of cash, but I am starting to expand our squads. Now, I don't want to go too hardcore on expansion at the moment, but what I'm going to try to do is, I believe someone told me in the comments, there is a really good unit that is underutilized. And I don't know whether this is... this is a thing that we're going to get on with very well, but apparently the armed bodyguards are really good when they level up. And they're pretty cheap as well. I mean, obviously they're pretty cheap because I don't have any gear for them at the moment, but if we can get some gear for them, I think they're going to be turning into some outright killing machines. So hopefully we will be able to do that. Otherwise, let's go, and we will attack some of these looters. We only have 3 still. I'm not going to be using the bodyguards in here because they have no weapons, and they're still going to get experience whether they are assigned or not. At least that's how it was in a previous version. So let's see what we can do here. This is night, I believe. Yeah, this is night, so night vision on. Oh yes, I have my gun here. Now this gun, I'm going to have to say, I really need to get some more ammunition for it. And I will definitely have to get a scope for it, but I don't even know whether a scope would work on this because of the iron sights being so prominent, but we'll see if indeed we will be able to do that. I think it would be really awesome if we could, but if we can't, then that's just how it's going to have to be. Alright, so, oh, hello. I already see these guys. Do you see those guys? I actually wonder whether we'll be able to maybe sneak up on them. I doubt it. Yeah, I doubt it. Alright, well, that's okay. Ooh, nice. Okay, so basically, the developers have already, and I'm talking, they're on the ball. They're on the ball like no one's business with their updates. They have released a hotfix very, very recently. I think in the last, well, I think actually in the last, what, 8 hours or something like that I'm recording this? Basically the same day they've released a hotfix. And what that does is it adds a crosshair, or should we say a hit marker. It adds a hit marker to when you hit dead bodies. So that should tell you whether you are hitting dead bodies or not. As a result, maybe that's going to help me, because you know me, I generally will tend to fire at dead bodies sometimes just because I think that it's an actual enemy, but it turns out that it isn't. So that's going to be pretty nice to try out if indeed I do actually end up hitting some people at some point that are already dead. Then that's going to be pretty cool. Otherwise, I'm going to tell my people to walk forward now because these guys are just looters and my Federal Infantry are pretty amazing right now, so I really don't think we have to worry too much. I don't even really have to worry about my own character dying here, I don't think. I mean, maybe. But let's just be a bit careful nevertheless, because you never know. You never know. You never know when they're going to gain the upper hand in some way or another. Gotta say, it's very, very difficult with the iron sights. I'm gonna have to, well, I don't even know what. I'm gonna have to try and save up or something, or just try and build a really, really strong army. Strong enough so that we can start doing some really big battles, and then those big battles will result in us being rewarded post-haste, because I would very much like to try and afford a 2 times or 4 times zoom. I think that it's going to be so useful. And it kind of speaks volumes, really, that the scopes and things have been increased in terms of their cost, because it just says, hey, these things are super powerful, and we know they're super powerful, and that's the reason why they're so expensive. So yeah, I'm definitely going to have to do something about that. But otherwise, where's this last enemy? Where is he? He seems to be relaxing somewhere. I don't even know where he's gone. He seems to have run away. Well, that's kind of weird. Alright, well, it seems like my guys managed to find the guy. I don't even know. But anyway, 1,500 credits, 142 experience. And we can move on. Oh, yes. There we go. Okay, so... Oh, nice. Okay, so that's a UMP-9. That is going to definitely be equipped to one of my armed bodyguards. I don't exactly know what their stats are at the moment, so we're going to take a brief look at them in a second here. As you can see, they've leveled up, which is really nice. Yeah, their SMGs and their assault rifle proficiency is good, very good. So what we're going to do is we're going to give this guy the UMP. I'm not going to equip them with subpar weapons, so we're just going to have to deal with that for the moment, and I will just try my best to get them kitted out with as best gear as I can get my hands on, and we'll just level this guy up. Actually, you know what? Let's just level all of them up, because we're going to use them all eventually, and as their proficiencies raise up, we're going to be in an even better situation. So that's really nice. Okay, so I do actually have some prisoners. Should I sell these guys? You know what? I guess I could sell them, but you know what I'm going to do first? I'm going to explore the new prisoner persuasion thing system, because I haven't actually done this before, so it would be quite fun to see exactly what's going on. So we have 100 energy right now, and it says here that torture takes up 30 of our energy, and persuading takes up all of our energy. Right. We can also bribe him, which requires 100 credits, so that's actually not even that bad. Okay, so well, let's try and propaganda him. Okay, let's try and propaganda him again. Okay, and again, right? And persuade to join. Okay, so I have now 0. Oh no, I don't have 0 energy. Okay, so I have individual energy per prisoner. That's really nice. I like that system a lot. That makes things so much easier, so much simpler, because it makes it so that each individual prisoner has their own dynamic, so to speak. So it is not just a global, energy meter where you have, 15 attempts or 20 attempts or however many attempts it would take for all of your prisoners. Every single prisoner is individual, and I like that a lot. I think that is a much, much better way of doing things. Very, very good on the developers for doing that. That is fantastic. Now, obviously, this raider is not exactly great. Let's just say that. I'm gonna... Wait a minute. Is that better than what I'm using? No, I'm using a black turtleneck. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, I have a bunch of night camouflage. That's really nice. Okay, so yeah, but these guys are definitely going to be given the black tank tops, because they otherwise have desert camouflage, and I'm not a big fan of the desert camouflage as much, so we're just going to do that. And maybe this guy will become, something in our army at some point or another, but yeah, I don't think he's really going to be... What? Okay. I was going to say, I don't think he's really going to be that useful, but what is actually going on here? This faction, the Bandit faction, is willing to pay 4,500 to release the looter from our custody. Yes, take it. Take it. Thank you. Give me that cash. That is very good. That is really good. I'm very surprised about that. I think that might need to be tuned a little bit down, but maybe that's just me for looters. I don't know. I mean, let's just go and have a look-see here. Yeah, so you can see here, a standard looter sells for 236, but the ransom, I think the ransom credits are definitely tuned a little bit too high for balance sake, because basically I could just run around with a whole bunch of prisoners, low-level prisoners in my army, and then, well, then I could, just have them ransom every single one, although there might be a cooldown on it. There might be a cooldown on it, so maybe it won't work in such a imbalanced fashion, but yeah, anyway, the point is that I think that is a very strong tactic, if indeed it ends up working a lot more often. Thankfully, I do have some spare ammo in here, because I did forget to go and buy some, so thankfully I was able to equip some additional ammunition here. Alright, so let's take a look. Okay, so the enemy is probably going to come from over here, so I guess we'll just... Yeah, there they are. You can already see them. Okay, so there's 18 of these guys. I think there's 12 raiders. I'm not entirely sure whether raiders or looters are higher tier, because you get lower experience for killing raiders than you do for killing looters. So I assume that raiders are lower level, but you wouldn't expect that to be the case, would you? going to need to run away here for a second. Try and use the tree to my advantage, drop down, and we're going to have to heal. Because I really don't want to be in a situation where I'm going to get myself murdered that easily. So there you go. Okay, so this is maybe this is going to be a bit dangerous for us. I'm going to move my guys just a little bit back here. We really don't want to get too overextended into the enemy's territory here. Or into their little area that they're trying to defend. Still, so I really should not be running in here. I know. I really shouldn't be running in here, but I am doing it nevertheless because I feel like I should really be assisting my units a little bit more. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we've eliminated a whole bunch of looters right there. I'm going to go prone for the second and just go down here. And we'll tell our people to move a little bit closer. And you can see here that the enemy has kind of split off into two separate groups, which is really good for us, because that means we should be able to deal with them pretty easily. What is... Ah, there they are. Yeah, I should be careful. My body armor is almost gone, by the way. So if my body armor does end up, well, being destroyed, then I am going to be in a bad situation. There we go. Okay, so at least we've taken them down. I don't think there are any other enemies in this area. Or at least I don't think so. Hopefully there aren't going to be. It seems like my forces are doing absolutely fine. You know what I would really like to see? I'm not sure if this is doable. I think it probably is, but yeah, what I'd really like to see, this is just a suggestion for the future for the developers potentially, and I wonder whether people in the comments would feel the same way about this. But basically, what I'd like to see is health bars. I'd like to see health bars on the squad sort of display, I guess, down in the... Did you see that? Did you see a new squad down in the bottom left? I would like to see like a, I don't know, maybe like a green health bar that turns to yellow, that turns to red when they are getting low in HP or something along those lines. I know that you can't really give individual health bars for every single person in the squad. Or maybe you can. I don't know, maybe you can. Maybe there's like a little pip system or something like that that you could put on there. But anyway, the point is that I'd like to see that. I know that obviously if you're going to be in a really big battle of some kind, and you lose a unit, and you lose another unit, and then, in my case, I only have one unit remaining in that squad after two are eliminated, then I know that squad is in trouble. But I'm talking about a much more nuanced system where it basically makes it easy for me to know whether this squad is going to be taking casualties, basically. So it makes it a lot easier for me to figure out whether I need to tell them to retreat or to reposition them or something along those lines. So that would definitely make a pretty good amount of difference. But obviously this is maybe for the future at some point. Let's just upgrade that guy. Doesn't seem to be too bad to upgrade that. And now here's the thing. Unfortunately, we're not getting... I mean, we're getting rifles, yes, but these guys don't actually have bad rifle proficiency. But so maybe we should just equip them with some rifles and then get them to go into the battle. Obviously they're not having vests or helmets, so it is making things a bit difficult for them. Let's just give them medkits. Alright, yeah, that seems pretty good. Okay, so there are more looters over there. I'm gonna go to Mern for the moment. I'd like to go there as I would like to buy... I have 27,000 cash. I mean, I have a lot of money, so maybe I can buy them something. Ooh, nice. Camo helmets. Bike helmets, gas masks. Old black leather jacket. That actually looks really good. Maybe we want to do something about that. Yeah, I think this looks pretty good. Okay, so what we're going to do is I am going to buy desert armor. I know, I wanted to go for night camouflage, but I think this is pretty good. So we're going to go for desert armor, 3 of them. That's 2,400. That's really cheap for what we're going to get. And we should probably go for bike helmets, even though I'd like to get them old helmets, but they're just way too expensive at the moment. And we're going to go for something like that. I do have a number of things that I could sell, so I think I'm going to sell those things just to kind of counterbalance the amount that I am currently losing. We could give them black masks instead of what they're currently wearing as well, so that might be an idea. And we'll sell this ammo, and we'll sell this ammo, and there we go. Okay, so 675 for 3 armor vests and 3 helmets. I think that's pretty decent. And now we should go into the weapon merchant, and maybe we can buy something for them here as well. We could buy them some AKMs. I don't know whether I really want to do that, to be honest. I don't know whether I really want to buy them anything to begin with anyway, because it is going to eventually be the case where we will be acquiring these things from battle normally. So I just want them to be as effective as possible. That's the main thing that I'm thinking of here. So let's just buy some medkits. Should I buy them some CQ rifles? They're SMGs. They're pretty good at using SMGs. So maybe I should buy them 2 of these. I mean, that's 7,200, but I kind of want to get them outfitted in the best possible gear, at least as fast as possible. I think that is probably going to be the way we'll do it. So we'll see. We'll see. I just want to kind of get my guys into the battle. And I know that someone actually said that auto-equip is a bit bugged at the moment. I'm not entirely sure whether they've fixed that. So let's just try it. No, seems fine. Seems like it's working okay. All right, so black tank top. Okay, so we should probably get this guy to wear black tank top as well, so they all look uniform. Yes, they look very uniform indeed. And I should probably get them something else like black masks. There we go. Oh, this guy's the only one with the only one with the sunglasses on. But this is kind of what I mean as well. This tells me exactly how much HP this guy has, whereas obviously in a battle, it's not telling me anything like that. So I think that maybe an in-battle health bar for your squads would be really useful. But maybe that's just me. Anyway. Those guys are now using their CQ rifles as well. Very, very happy about that. And we now have 7 available units available for battle, basically. So let's see what we can do here. Okay, so I want to spec into intelligence so that I can get first aid, medical. We should probably get diplomacy and trading anyway. I have 4 assignable skill points as it is. So I should probably spec into... Should I spec into trade? Yeah, I should spec into trade because I'm going to be selling a bunch of things anyway. And we'll spec a little bit more into prisoner management too. I still have 2 skill points left over, so I think that's perfectly fine. And I don't think I'm going to be needing any more armor proficiency as it is right now. So let's just level up my assault rifle proficiency. There we go. All right, so that seems pretty good. Let's give myself another med kit. I have this, which... Oh, I actually already have a bunch of ammo for my pistol, so I don't even need this in here technically, so I'll just put that there. And now we will give these we'll give these guys first aid kit, and we are going to you know what, I'm gonna take a grenade from each of these, and we're gonna give grenades to these guys instead. And eventually I'm going to want to give them grenade launchers and night vision goggles as well. But obviously at the moment that's just not really going to work because we don't have that much money. Okay, so let's go to Zalaniv. I would like to be able to restore myself just a little bit, so I'm going to wait here for some time. All right, so not even 15 seconds later, we have already been approached for another ransom. And you can see here that it is definitely a bit overtuned, I would say, because here's the thing. A ransom for something like something like an FCA Grenadier or something along those lines, some high tier unit. I can totally imagine them willing to pay a ransom, maybe more than what you're going to get from from selling that FCA Grenadier to a prisoner transport or whatever. But for a raider. A raider is about 500, maybe something along those lines, to sell at a prison. So me getting 12,500, I think, is a little bit imbalanced. But don't change it. You don't have to change it. If the developers are watching, you don't have to change that. I'm perfectly happy to receive a good amount of cash. Anyway, yeah, I think that definitely needs to be looked at some point. But that is probably not a priority for them, let's face it. I mean, they probably have much greater things to do, such as, you know, bug fixing and adding things, making the weapons feel really fun to use, and all that stuff. Alright, so these guys are pretty well outfitted now, and I'm pretty happy to send them in. So let's go and try and defeat these looters. This is going to be a bit tough, because there's 23 of them, but I think we've been able to handle something similar to that effect in the recent past. So we shouldn't have too many difficulties. Oh, and it's slightly daytime as well, which I very much appreciate, because, you know, those nighttime battles, you know, they can get a bit tiresome at times. They can make us a bit sleepy because it's nighttime, obviously. And we'll see if we can maybe get a couple more kills this time too, because, well, we know that in general, when you have no scope or anything like that, it's gonna make things a bit difficult. Okay, so I'm just gonna crouch down here, or prone down here, and we'll just tell our forces just to go a little bit closer. Gonna try and see if there's anyone gonna poke their heads out here, and as you can see, there's a bunch. Yeah, there's actually quite a few here, so we got to be a bit careful. I've got to run away a little bit here. Okay, this might be problematic. I should have given myself one of those grenades. Well, that went pretty nicely. That went pretty nicely. We really didn't take that much damage. Didn't have to use a medkit or anything like that. And my forces were fantastic. And I gotta say thank you to the person that recommended the armed bodyguards, because apparently they can level up into units that are pretty much just a little bit less powerful than some of the higher tier units that you would otherwise find in some of the factions, as far as I'm aware. That's at least what I gathered from your comments. So I do appreciate that wholeheartedly, because I love using different kinds of units, and I think it could be really fun to maybe have like a like a bodyguard squad that is maybe going to follow me around for the entire game, and just have them as like an elite unit, an elite squad that is just going to be our bodyguards, basically. So we'll see if that is going to work out, and I will be taking most of this loot. I don't really want to take all of it, and we will imprison the looter. There we go. Nice. Alright, so we're right next to the looter camp. I think we could probably kill the looter camp, to be honest. I think we would probably be able to do it. As you can see, oh wow, whoa. That was a heavy amount of cash that we just lost right there. And a lot of people are, these guys are kind of close to leveling up. Maybe we want to see about that. So these CQ rifles are worse than these, right? 40 damage, 52 damage. The muzzle velocity of the CQ rifles is much better than the UMP, which is kind of weird. But yeah, I think I'm just going to keep with the CQ rifles on these guys. Actually, should I? Because they seem to do a lot more damage. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna give this guy a UMP and see how he does. But I think it should be fine. These guys are doing fine too. Yeah, that seems really good. Okay, so we could technically auto-equip these guys. Did they get anything else? Oh, are you serious? These federal infantry guys want to use these MK14s instead of the M16. Yeah, no, that's a bit wrong, guys. I don't think you want to use the MK14 instead of the M16. That is a little bit wrong. Yes, that is a little bit wrong. Let's just rectify that, and then we'll go into the looter camp, I suppose. Actually, I want to sell first. All right, so we're gonna get 4,200 from all of the loot that I sold just now, and what I would like to do is okay, so that's a red dot. Unfortunately, that does not give me any amplification whatsoever. As you see there, it just says added aiming without magnification. So that's kind of unfortunate. It would be nice to have some amplification. And I'm seeing this right here. This is 2x zoom, which is 30,000. It might be worth it, but at the moment, I can't do it. I just can't justify spending 30,000 on this when I could be buying another 30 armed bodyguards. Admittedly, they don't have any gear or anything like that, but you can imagine how effective that would be. Gonna buy some night vision goggles. And I don't think there's anything... there are no other night vision goggles here? That's kind of a shame. Oh well, never mind. Okay, so we are basically now going to be giving one of my federal infantry these night vision goggles so they can be a little bit better in combat, in nighttime situations, and we are going to be heading in. I'm just going to wait here for some time to restore my HP just that little bit. Threat failed. Okay, well, I don't really I like the threat and the persuasion system. Unfortunately, I don't have any diplomacy skill, so that doesn't really help me at the moment, but I'm definitely going to be speccing into some persuasion at some point. But yeah, obviously at the moment that's not really going to help. So yeah, okay. Well, this is kind of weird. I did not expect these guys to attack me because there's only 12 of them. But I guess they just consider the outnumbering of our forces to be a good justification of the whole thing. But as you see, it is not really working out too well for them. No, it's not really working out too well at all. I think my forces definitely will have the drop on them as soon as they come over here. Our forces are just going to light them up like no one's business. I mean, you can see already that these armed bodyguards are getting most of the kills over the federal infantry. And I would not have expected that, you know? I would not have expected that. I would have expected the federal infantry, because we've seen them in the previous series. The federal units, well, I should say the machine guns and the federal snipers, they are really good, but obviously the infantry is not so, you know, they're just the kind of grunts that you're going to see running all over the place. But starting with those units is so incredibly powerful, in my opinion. Because even if you don't want to use those units, and you are some kind of lone wolf beast of a Rambo kind of character, then you could quite easily just sell the M16s that come along with the federal infantry. You could just sell those and make a whole bunch of money and then recruit whoever you want to recruit. So that start that we had in the previous episode is so fantastic. It really is. It's really good. Okay, so otherwise let's... Oh no, is that guy going to try and escape from us now? Because I think he was over here somewhere, wasn't he? Yeah, there he is. Okay, let's just charge at him straight up, and hopefully we'll be able to kill him with numbers. Where is he? Is he hiding behind that tree over there? Seems like it. Wow, that guy was an absolutely slippery snake to try and track down. Anyway, 1400, 168 experience. That's pretty nice, and we can take all of these weapons. I'm going to start being a little bit more selective of the loot that we take now, because we're kind of doing okay in terms of cash. You're going to need cash basically all the time anyway, so I guess I shouldn't be too picky, but I want to make sure that we have enough space for some of the items that we are no doubt going to be getting in the upcoming looter camp attack. Now, I've got to be a bit careful here, because as I said, I kind of wanted to... Right. I kind of wanted to try and restore myself here. Okay, so my persuasion did not work. Okay, so apparently the looter camp is spawning these guys very quickly indeed. Okay, so we're going to have to do a little bit of a battle here once again, but that shouldn't be too bad. It should be pretty quick. Well, there we have it. Another 1,400, 170 experience gain. I won't say no to that, especially all of the wonderful gear that we will be gaining. Alright, so note to self, probably not a good idea to rest right outside the bandit camp, but I kind of wanted to because, you know, gives me a good chance to go straight on in as soon as I am indeed ready. But I guess we're just going to go in anyway, and we'll see what we can do. Now, there's 25 here, and bear in mind that we are facing... I believe we are actually facing regular bandits, so not just the low tier units that we are used to facing. And there are 25 of them this time, so we might very well have some difficulties, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. This is another nighttime battle. And I don't have that much ammo. I hope I have some more ammo in my inventory, otherwise we're going to have some issues here. Nope, there we go. Okay, so that's good enough. Let's take another medkit. I think that will probably be quite useful. And now we're going to have to approach the bandit camp. So, is there actually anything to really worry about at the bandit camp, or is it just like a makeshift thing? Because I'm a bit worried about them having actual structures and things like that. It doesn't look like it. I mean, you can see here, this is where they spawn and this is where we spawn, so it's kind of like a makeshift thing, which is good. Very good for us. So hopefully we won't take too much damage. I see some enemies over here. Should be a bit careful. Wow, that's a lot. Okay, come on guys, let's get onto the top of the hill here. We really don't want to engage them down here. It's gonna be pretty bad if we do that. Alright, so this seems pretty good. Doesn't seem like there are any enemies to worry about from behind or anything like that. So we should be fine to mount our offensive around here. You know, this is when I really wish I had spec'd more into marksmanship now. So every single level was basically just marksmanship, and just try and get to, I don't even know, like 12 marksmanship or something like that, because that's when your weapons start to feel like lasers, and you can start to really get those kills rolling in, and you don't even need to worry about your units being able to kill things or not, because you are just being so incredibly useful with your own weapon. And that is definitely something that we should think about doing. I'm killing quite a few nevertheless, though. I'm killing quite a few. Okay, okay. We have a bit of a problem here. Okay, so I'm going to tell my forces just to come back a little bit more. We are suffering some damage. Okay, this is, I don't know. We're doing okay. Gotta be a bit careful here. Taking some damage. We are quite a bit lower HP than we would normally be. I think one of my units has already used their medkit, technically. So that is a bit of a warning sign. That's the reason why I wanted to move back out of range as much as we could. I should probably get behind this tree over here, because I think that they might be attempting a flank of some kind. There are some units down here. It could just be echoes on the radar. I'm never going to get that guy over here. Ever. I am never going to shoot that guy from this range. Ah, hello there. Yes, you are attempting to flank us. That is not going to work. Maybe it is if they end up killing me. That would be really bad. But I am actually killing them, which is kind of surprising. Okay, so just going to reload. There's another one. There's one hiding there. He's hiding there. I don't think I can get him from here. There we go. He decided to stand up. That was very good of him. Thank you very much. Okay, so I think that is it. I think that is indeed it. So let's just tell our forces to move forward. There's only 5 enemies remaining. We should have the victory, but it really depends. Are they going to be able to come back out of nowhere and achieve the impossible? Because I don't think that they're really going to be able to do anything from this point, but you never know. And that's it. There we go. Fantastic. Look at that. 400 experience, 5,500 credits. I kind of want the experience more than the credits at this point, but, you know, I still think that's pretty decent because we're gaining a lot of... Wow, we're gaining some two armored vests, which is pretty nice. And we'll just take all of that. And, ooh, nice. Okay, this is much better than the black masks that we're currently wearing, so that's really good. And we didn't get any prisoners, but that really doesn't matter to me, in my opinion. So let's just go for that. And this guy could definitely use this. Wait, that's just the black mask. Let's give him that. Am I wearing something like that? Yeah, I think I... No, I'm wearing the black mask. So I actually want to wear the other thing. There we go. Oh, you're not... You can't wear a helmet with this? Oh, that is a huge shame. That is a huge shame. Okay, so you can't wear a helmet with this. That is... Okay, well, that's a little bit sad, but I understand the reasoning. Absolutely understand the reasoning. Okay, so I guess that's fine. I guess that's the way we're going to do it. These looters, they're just going to stay there just for potential ransoms, I suppose. And I'm almost leveled up. I think I just need a couple more battles and then I will level up again. And that seems pretty good to me. Okay, so we did clear out a looter camp. Pretty nice. And that makes me believe that maybe in the near future, once I have maybe recruited a couple more armed bodyguards and got them kitted out or something like that, we might very well be able to take Zinkov. And that is going to be our first target. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.